What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junkie. Dima, YouTube music! So if you guys don't know who Dr. Boyce Watkins is, he is a financial educator, formerly a college professor, who has now turned his career into selling digital products and business needs aimed towards the African American community. In fact, he's so good at business, he has the Black Business School with a dusty curtain in the back of his stream. That's how good he is in this business. And if you actually want to lose money, he's the perfect person to go to. Just ask the people at the Tulsa Real Estate Fund after Boyce Watkins endorsed it in this clip.
And my instinct said, okay, he's really thought this through. He's really laid this out. This is going to be nice. This infrastructure is solid. And I immediately gained faith in what Jay was doing. You know, I said, okay, you know what? I'll back you. Let me know what I can do. Let me know how I can help. I was one of the initial investors. I stepped right up and wrote my check and sent it in. And I said, I'm in this. And we talked about it. I supported. People asked me about it. And I always, whenever they ask me about it, I always tell them the same thing. Why not? Why wouldn't you want to participate? I believe in the fund. I believe in Mr. and Mrs. Morrison. This is just the beginning. I am happy to invest my money. I will invest more money. I can't wait to see all the great things.
So you see, Boyce Watkins is really trustworthy and an accountable human being. Especially, remember, if you want to make losses. And also, Boyce Watkins uses his YouTube channel and social media platforms to commentate on relationship and social issues affecting the African American community. And he is a big supporter of single moms. He loves them so much, he married one. And then he castigates other Black men if they don't want to marry them.
So they really think that their job is to go around, spread your seed, put your penis in every girl that moves, show up to her house just to have sex and eat dinner, and then go home and literally reject these little children, these little souls, these little innocent kids that might be looking to you for mentorship or leadership. Now, I'm not here to tell every man how to be a man. I can't do that. I can only talk to the men who want to be men and those who already are there. Those, the little boys, I can't deal with. But I can tell you, in our community, you have a lot of 45-year-old teenagers out here. You have a lot of men who don't want responsibility for anything. They can't even take responsibility for themselves. So the idea of imagining taking responsibility for a group of people, being a leader, leading a group of people, that's beyond their comprehension for some of them. So I can definitely say this. If I was talking to the woman and she wanted my 2 cents, I would say, well, if you're going to get a man that's going to help you with those 7 kids, you better find you a real man. You better find a man that knows how to hustle. You better find a man that ain't scared of hard work. You better find a man who understands responsibility. You got to find a man who has an investor's mindset where he understands that investing in young people is a good way to protect himself in old age. It's a great contribution to the community. You have to find a man who's got real masculinity.
That's right. You need to be a real man if you want to marry a single mom. Because, hey, he married one, so that makes him a real man. But not only that, Boyce Watkins also uses many petty tactics and arguments to attack other Black creators here on the platform. Now, when you decide to criticize him, he will always say something silly like, "Sad music? Oh, brother, man, I don't know why you don't reach out to me, brother, and talk to us behind the scenes." Although people have tried to do that and Boyce Watkins never responds. But he has no problem taking shots at other people all the time, even people who are passed away like Kevin Samuels. But I'm saving that for another video. Rewind, Nima. Yesterday, Boyce Watkins was upset that Anton Daniels, who's also a popular creator in Black YouTube, had some criticisms of his content. So let's look at what Boyce Watkins was saying about Anton Daniels.
Today, I want to talk a little bit about an interesting guy on the internet named Anton Daniels. I don't know him. He looks a little bit like Rick Ross's cross-eyed brother. But anyway, he loves to join in the chorus of these really disgruntled Black men that give this crazy, horrible advice on the internet. And what I want to do is kind of put it into context. I'm a little bit older than him, so maybe a little bit wiser, maybe not. I want to share something with you that has to do with something that was brought to my attention that I thought was really interesting. And it has to do with this guy. There's a guy named Anton Daniels that gives interesting perspectives on a lot of different issues, and he mostly talks about women. There's a lot of I don't understand men who talk about women all day long, but this is what he does, and he kind of is part of what I would consider to be this tribe of men who apparently maybe they're very hurt. Maybe women make them sad. I have no idea, but some of the conversation is a little bit disturbing in the sense that it's not a reflection of what is going to create a healthy, prosperous Black community. It's a lot of conversation about, single mothers and all this other stuff, which I don't understand at all. But he did a video and he mentioned me today. And so I thought that I would kind of give an appropriate response to it in terms of kind of giving you an honest perspective on. I even shared this video on my Instagram. My Instagram is Dr. Boyce Finance. And I'm actually going to try to share my screen. And I want you guys to watch this, and then I'll give you my take on some of this.
I'm going to go to Instagram and find the clip in which he was upset that Anton made about him.
I don't even want to be in the presence of a woman that's tainted. You don't have a chance because he already had you. Listen, if it's that easy for me to get it, I don't feel that special because he hit it and Dreadhead hit it and Umar hit it. Boyce didn't hit it. Boyce didn't hit it. He didn't have a chance. We ain't worried about Boyce. And the favorite football player hit it and the basketball player hit it and the homie from the hood hit it and they ran a train on you before that and then you had a kid by him and you had a kid by him and you had a kid by him and then for some reason you think you're supposed to be sitting in the presence of kings. Since when did that happen? How is it that we started qualifying ourselves for people that we don't even qualify to sit in front of? And then they want you to be a step crash dummy. I just got a quick question, ladies. What qualifies you for a good man? Gentlemen, for those of you that have held yourself to a higher standard, have gone through the fire, has become the best version of yourself and continue to evolve based off of what your next preference is, your next purpose is, your growth curve, because your purpose is ever evolving depending on where you at in your life. I tell you all the time, vet for the direction that you're going in so the woman that you wind up being with is not the woman that you've met. Anton, how do you vet for the direction that you're going in? Think about it. Overwhelmingly, guys, the value of a man continues to rise as he gets older. The value of a woman diminishes as she gets older. That's why they call it the wall, because she hit a certain point in her life to where if she can't climb, she bound to drizzle. Shout out to Snoop.
And while he was doing the live stream, someone must have alerted Anton Daniels. So Anton Daniels came into the chat and he posted this comment.
And I think Anton's in the chat. You know what, man? I'm going to say this, bro. You can actually, that's great. I'm glad he's here. I'm glad you're here. You should, we should get online together. I don't know how to get in touch. Put your email address in here somewhere, or I don't know how we can connect.
So Boyce Watkins, I'll give him credit. He did send the link, and we sent the link. Anton Daniels came on and was very professional and dealt with Boyce Watkins in a very logical way, calling out his fallacies and inconsistencies in his behavior. And it went on like this.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. So welcome to the channel. It's good to finally meet you in person. So I assume that you have some things to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and just be quiet and give you the floor.
Well, first and foremost, let me say I appreciate you for letting me come on a platform and even being able to have this conversation, because I think it's important, because we just fundamentally disagree on a lot of different things. First, let me say that I remember all of the times where you were throwing shots, Boyce. You threw a lot of shots in a lot of the different red pill content spaces. You throw comments inside of Instagram posts that's specifically referencing me on videos that they repost to me. You throw ad hominem attacks like, oh man, he must be cross-eyed or stuff like that. And that's cool. I don't have any problems with that because it's cool. We all content creators and people are going to get shots. But then you can't complain on the other side when people reference you, because you always playing victim or you always trying to act like you don't understand why people have a problem with you. It's because you do things like that. But then you want to sit here and posture and say, well, we should all talk like men. You started it. You absolutely started it. And so when other people start to get shine, or when other people's message start to resonate with other men, then you throw shots instead of having a conversation with them. So I appreciate you for even allowing for me to come on a platform and have this conversation in the first place, because I think that, you know, you need to check that. You do a lot of that when you talk about empowerment, but you always throw shots at different content creators. But then when it's time to have a conversation in the past, you say, well, I'm not paying attention to it. I don't really reference it. It's not a big deal. I think that that's not right. That's not right, boys. That's not right, boys. That's not right, boys.
So Boyce had an opportunity to respond. How did he respond? Can I get a dun-dun-dun sound effect? You'll be surprised at his answer. Play that clip.
Go ahead.
You made a great point. You really exposed me with that, because you're right. Sometimes I go in the land of petty. Like, I think, for example, and it really is, it is a type of hypocrisy that I've always had to confront, because it's like I had, and you're not the first person I've had that kind of disagreement with. Kwame Brown really had a problem. I mean, this dude made 12 videos or something in a row about me. I didn't watch any of them. So that part about ignoring it, I really do ignore it because I want to focus. But if you really look at it, I said his name first instead of, you know, and I wasn't trying to insult him, but I said his name, he got offended, and that was the reaction. So you could be right. I've been accused of being a provocateur before. And so first off, I want to acknowledge that and even apologize for that. But then second of all,
I don't think it warrants an apology, because we are content creators. The only thing that I'm saying is, you know, if you dish it out, you just got to be willing to take it back.
That's right. Boyce Watkins admits he's a hypocrite, which all of us already knew. I'm just glad that he knows it. And of course, that's the reason why a lot of people have a problem with Boyce Watkins. And he always pretends as if he doesn't know why people, in particular black men, have a problem with this content. Because Boyce Watkins has a lot of unaccountability, as people in the red pill community would consider modern women do. That's typically Boyce Watkins. He would like to have the responsibility of getting your money or being able to be a person that is a thought leader in the black spaces. He doesn't want the responsibility of criticism. So whenever you hit him with that, he will always deflect to something else. It's just unfortunate for him today, he couldn't deflect with somebody right there on the stream, and he just couldn't kick the guy off because it would have looked very bad. Boyce Watkins is very passive aggressive, and he's always been like that. He takes shots at people. He starts beefs with people. And then when it comes his way, he acts like nothing happened. But again, this is what a black man like Boyce Watkins is. A person who pretends to be for the black community, but really Boyce Watkins is a hater. That's kind of what I think of the man. Of course, Boyce Watkins does have a PhD, and he's a specialist maybe in that financial academic perspective thing. Anything else Boyce Watkins is not an expert in. He's not an expert in business. I mean, you can look at the way he runs his YouTube channels and you can see there's absolutely no reinvestment. There's no innovation. There's no creativity. And this is how he makes a lot of his money, through his online sales. So if Boyce Watkins can't take his own YouTube channel seriously, why would you take anything else he says seriously? For real. But he sure wants to hate on other people for what he believes that they shouldn't have any level of accountability to talk about. And that's pretty much it for the whole Boyce Watkins thing. I will be making a part 2 with the commentary about Kevin Samuels. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do, subscribe to the bell. We're out.